police officer from out here in the Chicago area, and we go live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 Eastern, which is 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific, and we talk about law enforcement content. Normally, you'll see me on a different type of background to where I'm reviewing police videos, but every now and then, like with this format, I like to just specifically say, hey, let's have a conversation and let's find out what you guys, what's on your mind. Because let's face it, without the channel, there's no need. Without this channel, there's no you guys. Without you guys, there is no channel. So I got the chat open. The topic of conversation today is simply, it's a generalized conversation. What changes need to be made in law enforcement? And Veracity Media, good evening, how are you? Good to see you. Normally, if I look into this, I can't see your guys, your comments because I'm fast approaching 50 and it's kind of hard for me to see that. So I got a screen in front of me where I have it. Again, so for those who don't know, I was a police officer from 2001 until 2019. I served with the Round Lake Beach, Round Lake Heights for a season, and the Round Lake Park Police Department in Lake County, Illinois. It's about 40 minutes north of Chicago. We got all the garbage that Milwaukee chased out and Chicago chased out. It was a great job. I had a big chip on my shoulder, a big fucking attitude, because I think that what's right is right, and there's a lot of shit in law enforcement that isn't right. So for my last department, I wrote about it all in my book. Before the badge, and I know this is inverted, everything you need to know before you become a cop. It's before the badge, everything you need to know before you become a cop. Available at Barnes & Noble, Words Matter Publishing, and Amazon. And our body cameras were recording us 24/7 while we were pissing and while we were shitting, while we were texting. And we filed a lawsuit against our department for that. It took them 9 months, but they found a department policy to ding me on and say, hey, you did this, resign or we're going to fire you. So I go, fucking fire me. So they fired me. It took 3 years, but I was fully reinstated. And then I wound up retiring from my department. And this is what I'm involved in now. I ran for Cook County Sheriff out here in Chicago in 2018, which was a damn eye-opener for how politics work. If you've never run for office, holy shit. Holy shit. Run for office at least once. I don't care if it's for a city council position. You're going to see how absolutely scum and evil people are. But my passion, it's simply for law enforcement excellence. I love cops. I love law. No, that's a shitty statement. I don't love cops. I love law enforcement. I love the profession. But sadly, I don't know what the fuck what went wrong with law enforcement. I have no idea where it went. And there's certain things that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the concept of like humanizing the badge. I think it softens the expectations for the cops, and I think it gives them wiggle room to be less of their excellent selves. And I'm all about pressure testing, negative reinforcement. So if you're looking for a channel that does like feel good police stuff or backs the blue, this channel is not it. This channel is to say, is like a lot of my content. If you haven't seen it, I do a lot of short form content, which is really big in the YouTube algorithms. But I do a lot of breakdowns of like use of force shit, and the channel is kind of to point out, dude, we're 5 months away from 2025, and we still have cops out there who are doing some of the most egregious shit on the planet. How? I don't know. It's like, how do you not know that everybody's got a camera, everybody's watching you, you're wearing your body camera, and you're still doing this shit? I put up a short the other day of, I guess, 11, was it East Ohio? Is that where it was? 11 officers were charged, and I didn't get to read the whole information, but I watched like them. One cop snapped the subject's phone on the seat of the squad car, and then the 2 more were bragging in the station about getting, left hooks in, and I'm like, how do agencies keep hiring these mentally retarded candidates? I don't understand it at all. So if we cannot come to acceptance that it's almost 2025, about 5 months away, and we still have grown men and women who knowingly violate their oath, knowingly break the law, knowingly violate people's constitutional rights, and they still do this, it's undeniable that there's a problem in law enforcement. Undeniable. And we have to stop pretending that one. Robert Libby, Sarah Nichols, how are you? Robert Libby says, how about officers must have either a brown belt or either in judo or BJJ or 1 year in the academy? Let's talk about that for a second. And this is just a question. Now, there's Charles Bronson, what's going on, man? What is that going to do first, right? And I know that everybody wants to have their physical skills down, but unless you have your ability to use your verbal skills, dude, that brown belt's going to help you with nothing. I was blessed. You know, I was a competitive folk style wrestler. I still coach wrestling. I've been training in a martial art called Wing Chun for almost 30 years, and I lift weights. I'm very strong. I was not worried about getting into fights. I worked at a 4 a.m. bar before becoming a cop, but I also was in retail, the nightclub industry, restaurant industry, where my tips were exclusive on my service. So I couldn't be a jagoff to people. I mean, I could, but I couldn't. So if I wanted your money, it was my job to give you the best experience possible as a bartender or a server, and you tip me. That's how I made my living. I took that skill set into being a cop, and I realized that if I wanted somebody's hands behind their back to arrest them, you have to talk them into cuffs. You have to offer that great service and salesmanship and have them think that this is a great decision to wind up going to jail that night. But we have too many cops who have zero social skills. So what I would like to see, and I don't think we can do it, is every cop spend at least 2 years in the corrections first, because those guys are outnumbered, sometimes 20 to 1, sometimes 30 to 1, a lot of times 100 to 1. And if you don't have, and they're not, what are they armed with? Pepper spray, maybe a taser, baton, and we know that if they want to, you can't use an impact weapon in a close quarter space when you're outnumbered like that and not expect something. It could potentially be taken away from you and used against you. So if you don't have the level head to work corrections, you shouldn't be working on the street. You just shouldn't. I think a lot of the problems that they had in law enforcement is the college requirement. I didn't go to college. I went to community college for like 2 months, dropped out. You're expecting these boys and girls to come out of college at 22, 23 years old and have world experience, and then they're going to show up at your home like it's a domestic call, and you're 50, you're 40, and you're married, and here's this kid shows up on your home because the neighbor called 911, and you're like, what do you want? Well, I got to do an investigation. How do you know what the fuck investigation you're doing? So in my view, and I put this out the other day, things that I think need to change in law enforcement are you need to raise the minimum age to 30. 30, no ifs, ands, or buts. No women, no females for law enforcement. Get rid of women cops. I'm sorry. They just do not belong on the street whatsoever. You need to go from certification to licensing and have that renewed every 2 years minimum. You need to be able to score a perfect test on your Fourth Amendment Constitution seizure test, or have a Constitution test. You need to score a perfect score. You need to have a proficiency of fucking, if it's static, which is what it mostly is, meaning that no shooting and moving, but a static target. If you're at the range like that, you should have a perfect score with your firearms. And dude, I wouldn't have passed. I wouldn't have passed. Firearms is not my passion, but what would have happened is I would have had to sit there and actually gone, shit, if I want this job bad enough, I have to increase my proficiency and train. So I think there was a couple others of things I said that need to be done, but we need some massive changes in law enforcement. I want to read what you guys have to say about your questioning. So Robert, to go back to your question about the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, half the cops out there, and again, I wrestle. I'm not a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. I don't want to be on the ground in all that gear when somebody else can step on my head and you're rolling around in pavement in between cars and shit. I don't think it's essential. I really don't. I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was a great marketing tool, but sadly, provenly, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has only been big probably the last 20 years. Cops have lived their entire careers without it. Jamal Chambers, how are you? What's going on? It's good to see you. Whatever I missed what you wrote. Sorry about that. Just having an easy conversation with you guys. I know some of you guys are watching the RNC. And we're taking it easy tonight, so it's just going to be a little bit of a back and forth. Hear what you guys have to say. Yeah, there's that. Sorry, I'm answering the text as well, too. Charles Bronson says that he spent 12 years in the Middlesex County Sheriff's Department after returning from Iraq. Found it to be interesting that as you learn from them, learn from seeing them for months and not years before sentencing. CJ LaChapelle, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you guys. Guys, you want to support the channel? Hit that thanks button. Hit that super chats open. 100%. We are sponsored by you. If you like the content that we're putting out and you want to see more interviews, podcasts as well done, long form content, make sure you like that. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Comment. Beverly, what's going on? Nuck, I can't even pronounce that. Nakul, why is it there's so many frustrating policemen? Because they can't control their emotions. Because they think that it's a battle of wills and it's a pissing contest. They think they're always right no matter what. JDMC020, how do we get these ideas in front of the people who can actually change things? I don't know. This channel kind of blew up in the last 8 weeks. I've had this channel for a year, and I posted long-form content, and then I sat there and started to kind of really triple down on the embarrassment that law enforcement was. And the next thing you know, I went from 1,300 subscribers to 41,000 in 8 weeks because people apparently want to hear the truth. So let's see where this journey takes us. If this continues and we all make a big enough noise, maybe I will start looking into going and standing before legislature and start seeing what kind of things we could change in law enforcement. CJ LaChapelle, did you ever talk about the 2 female Roswell, Georgia cops that got fired after using the coin flip app? I know nothing about that. Can you send me that information? I have a Gmail account. It's officerdominicizzo@gmail.com. Any information you send me, I'll be more than happy to go over and take a look at that. Yeah, I'll look at that. Again, very casual night. If you're watching on the replay, appreciate you. I really want to see comments. I love to talk, clearly, but I think it's essential that we start to listen and see things, what the citizens want. And I know that it's polarizing. You got the bootlickers out there who back the no matter what, and then you got the people who hate cops who are just, we need to get rid of them all. There has to be a middle ground. There does. Charles Bronson, folks, please take a moment to smash that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Charles Bronson is going to make you producer of this. Jamal Chambers, do you feel female officers try to overcompensate for their duties? From my experience, they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. There's no question. I said this publicly on Tuesday. We're live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. There's only 3 cops, Michelle Hernandez, Sandy Malador, and Vanessa Witten, who I worked with, that I would fucking choose them any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Every other female cop that I've ever worked with, oh my God. Oh, are you kidding me? It's insane. But those 3 were professional. They knew how to take care of themselves, and they absolutely knew how to deal with people with fairness, professionalism, class, and that was a great standard. Yeah, there's 67 of you guys watching. Hit that like button. There's only 6 of you. Hit the like button. Hit that like. 81 of you. All right, is that what we gemmed? 81 people. Hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that. So, and then that's the female issue. I just don't think they have the temperament. I told a story on Tuesday. If you watch the replay from Tuesday's live, I told the story about the female cop who tuned a guy up on a stop, and then she sat there and said, "Well, you just know what it's like to have to prove yourself." It's like, yeah, I fucking do, dude. And if you're thinking that, you're in this for the wrong damn reasons. Yeah, again, even if you're watching on the replay, I want to hear what you guys have to say about your changes in law enforcement and what you want to see, and if we align, if we don't align, and where your views are on that. I know, again, it's RNC tonight. What about running for office, sheriff or governor? I did that already. Bev, you tried liking, but you can't find it? The like button? Is that like men who can't find the clit? It's the women can't find the like button? Holy shit. Like button should be on the video itself. I'm looking right at it. Hang on, I'm going to like it. Ready? Look. Here. Yay, I just liked it. So that boosted it up to 10. Yeah. This is also an adult channel. Guys, if language is not your thing, don't watch my channel. This is one of my favorite words on the planet, and it's inverted. And it stands for can't understand normal thinking. I know a lot of you guys are misguided, and you think this stands for see you next Tuesday. No, it doesn't. It's gender neutral when you say can't understand normal thinking, and that applies to all the idiots out there. So if you are not a fan of language, this is not the channel for you. Not the channel for you whatsoever. Bev, I think you have to go, maybe turn your phone sideways, and you'll get the like option, because, yeah, I don't see it on here. So you may have to turn your phone sideways to like that button. I don't have an answer for you. Or maybe I do from your computer. Wait, the like button is in an awkward spot, it feels like, but I found it like a pro. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Guys, again, casual Thursday night, live is what it is. Not dead yet. Have you made contact with Chili yet? You guys will make presidential running mates. I don't personally like Chili DeCastro. I don't care for him as a human being. Charles says try tapping the screen. CJ Lapel, thank you for the email. I will check it out. We'll look at that Tuesday. Or maybe I'll do a video on that beforehand. I don't care for Chili DeCastro as a human being. I did a podcast, a live, and it was on his then TikTok account. And he grilled me for probably an hour and a half. And we had a lot of common ground because I'm not going to lie about shit. I know how cops manipulate shit. And then Chili likes to sit there and act like he knows everything and gives no respect to whoever you're talking to. We talked about the rear naked choke, and it's my position that I can't believe that the rear naked choke has been outlawed from law enforcement. It is by far the safest maneuver out there to take somebody into custody who's combative. And of course, Chili has to get with the personal attacks and the insults because he disagrees. Well, fuck you. Chili, I think that he's his own worst enemy. I have zero respect for him for crying in court. He got what he wanted, and he's going to get a paycheck, but he proved that he's not as, he's not tough whatsoever with his constant insults for law enforcement and insulting cops. He is not, I just don't think he's a quality human being, so I have zero desire to do any work with Chili whatsoever. Chili's a grifter, natural-born Scorpio. That's the game. I don't have any fault. Dude, if he plays the game, he's got 500,000 followers on YouTube. He's clearly doing something right, and if he can make a profession out of it, that's awesome. Jonathan Daniel, sheep fart. Okay, there you go. Thomas Baker should do a meetup with Detective Thornton in Zion. I worked for a town that was probably 15 minutes away from Detective Thornton. We never met. I didn't know that he was on back then because we were not that big on social. I was bigger on Facebook back then. I think Detective Matt Thornton is, if he is not appointed chief of police to Zion, he should stay with Zion. And when his time is due, he 100% needs to be appointed to chief of police. He has got the right attitude, the right mindset. I will tell you, just based on his energy, he could fucking switch it on when he needs to. When he needs to get, when he needs to put his physicality behind his mouth, I have zero doubt that man has the ability to. But I think he can control his emotions. Zion is a rough neighborhood. So a lot of people, when they think of suburban cops, they're not like, oh, you're not Chicago. Like, so many people think that just because I was not Chicago police, I'm not the police. Dude, CPD does not do what suburban cops do. From the initiation of a stop all the way to the fingerprinting processing of evidence, suburban cops do fucking so much more than Chicago cops. Chicago cops are glorified, patrol are pretty much glorified fucking doormen, nightclub doormen. I have a love-hate relationship with Chicago. They're arrogant. They're the worst drivers on the fucking planet. They have no regard for fucking safety at all. But when it comes down to Matt Thornton, the Round Lake area, Fox Lake, Grays Lake, Waukegan, Zion, North Chicago, those are some shit areas. And the Zion element will move over into Round Lake, and the Milwaukee and Chicago area element moves into Round Lake, and then they'll gravitate into North Chicago. So it's a shit show up there. It's not as reported as Chicago is. Delsey, am I a cop? No, I'm a retired police officer. I left, and my last day on was October 8th, 2019. Flapjack, have I seen Papa Rango plop it out? No. But it might be sexy. It might be worth watching. Jamal Chambers, would love to see you and San Joaquin talk about progressing law enforcement. He's a very objective auditor. I'm very open to anybody who's got an open mind. Chili just doesn't. Chili is not open-minded. I'm arrogant. I'm loud, but I'll fucking listen. Veracity Media, CPD comms are atrocious as well compared to other tier 1 agencies like LAPD. Dude, oh dear God, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Aiden Neville, just playing. He's pretty cool, dude. Definitely doesn't deal drugs. I don't know who you're talking about that one. Delsey, the green screen is for staging crime scenes. Yeah. No, the green screen is for when I play videos for you guys to watch from my setup. You guys can actually see the videos that I'm talking about. I do want to keep it kind of brief tonight so you guys can go ahead and watch that RNC. Shamrock 32. I think he'd be a great guest on Richard Cooper's Unplugged Alpha show. Tag me. Go ahead and tag me in his content. See if it's. I was just watching some of his show talking about incompetence in law enforcement. Your influence would be great. Let him know that. Big Dipper 620. Chili is a victim. It causes anger. Trust me. He's a victim of what? He's a victim of his own stupidity. Chili DeCastro got exactly what he was asking for, and he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. He is got a huge platform, and he's a sideshow circus act. He could do. Somebody was asking earlier about how we bring report of these changes ahead in law enforcement. Dear God, the amount of people who could actually, like Chili could have 100% changed the way police academies taught across the nation. But with his his antics, he's his own worst enemy, and he should not be taken seriously. Info says, I see you're live. Pardon my rudeness, but I hate cops. Why you say they have worked very hard to earn my hatred? As you should. I don't think you're rude. You're 100%. Dude, the last live I did, is East Cleveland. Cleveland, East Cleveland. There was 11 police officers in the East Cleveland, Ohio Police Department. They were all indicted, right, for beating a guy up, snapping his cell phone, and laughing about it. If that doesn't earn your hatred, knowing the cops are still that stupid doing this, then I don't know what is. These cops are... We used to have a saying in the academy, knowledge of one is knowledge of all. So what that means is that if I know that somebody's a piece of shit and they're known to carry a gun and I don't say anything, then I'm the fucking problem, right? But you have to accept accountability of one is accountability for all. You can't say, whoa, what Derek Chauvin did, I'm not responsible for. Yeah, you are, because everybody looks at cops the same way. Not dead yet. I disagree. He's bringing attention to the First Amendment. The way he's doing it will get nothing done, and that's the problem. He's showing himself to be a clown. What I mean by that is Chili should amp them up. He should fire with all the hateful, loud rhetoric and then bring it all the way down and educate. He doesn't have that ability. Chili should be like, fuck you, Dunsky. Oh, you're a Dunsky. All that shit he says, raise it up to level 10 and then stop and educate both the police and the public. He doesn't have that capability. He's purely in it for money. That's all he's in it for. Chili runs around and yells at cops who aren't doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. He can. Fox of good vibes. You're yawning? Well, go somewhere fucking else, dude. I really don't care. I'm not here. Rain, marry me. You have to be very kinky. You have to be very kinky and very hot for me to marry you. Natural born Scorpio. Chili's all, again, I don't have a problem with this either. Chili's all about selling products, begging his followers for money, and enriching himself on that. That's capitalism. He's allowed to do it. And if they continue to do it, there shouldn't be a problem with it. He could have been, instead of 500,000 subscribers, if Chili had done it right, he could have had 5 million subscribers, and he could have really made an impact in law enforcement. But instead, he's a sensationalist ambulance chaser. He had 5 other channels before he mastered his game and act. Dude, did you ever see, I don't know if he still has it up, like his garage had, it was artwork. It was insanely intelligent of the scale and history of laws and constitution. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And then he turns out to be a clown. So, and I can fall the same way, right? Where you look at my stuff and I get very loud and I get very verbose. And if I don't have solutions to the shit that I'm talking about, well, then I'm just a fucking gas bag. That's the problem. Chili DeCastro is a gas bag. I sue pigs like you. Okay, we get it. But what are you doing? Let me put it this way. If Chili truly cared about changing law enforcement, he would give the cops an out to where they don't get sued. Or he would be so disgusted that he was suing law enforcement, he would stop. But it's his income. It's how he makes money. Where are we? I got to go back up. Gear Jammer, I'm 61 and a trucker for 43 years. Dude, I have so much respect for you. I've dealt with cops many times, met a few jerks, but I've never had a problem with them. Yeah, there is a lot of jerks out there. They think you're better than else. My favorite color is clear. Obnoxious people, while annoying, don't give anyone the right to violate rights. Manage your professionals or find another one. We're not disagreeing. If you've ever seen my content, we're 100% in agreement. But the problem that everyone has is they're worshiping Chili, and he is not doing anything to change the system. Chili relies on bad cops. Let me put it this way. I don't. This will be maybe a weak example. If I really cared about brain surgeons, who I don't know, I found out that they weren't sleeping. Right, they were going to bars and sleeping, and getting like 2 hours of sleep before performing brain surgery on people. And these people were dying, and I was going on videoing them, but I did nothing to go in front of like Congress or whatever board of standards is for medicine and say, I've got 5,000 hours of your surgeons drinking, staying out all night, getting 2 hours of sleep, and the percentage of people are dying, but this is what we need to change. And I didn't do that, then I would be benefiting off of the lawsuits I was trying to create. I know it's a weak example. The only thing I can wind up thinking of right now. Why can't you see the bitterness? Why can't you see the bitterness in Chili? Well, he cries like a little fucking bitch. Downward Carter, someone to control and monitor the body camera so they can't mute and turn it off on. Do a lot of stuff. April Schoen, how are you? Greetings from Amsterdam. What is going on, dude? Yeah, again, if you're watching on the replay, I'm very curious to see what you guys write. What you have to say. Meat sweats. But this still doesn't change the fact that there are 48 million kangaroos in Austria. 3 million people in Uruguay. So if all the kangaroos came to Uruguay, every person would have to fight 16. Holy shit, dude. You'd lose. You'd lose. Secret Service Director appointment in January by President Trump. Would I accept it? No, because I'm not even remotely qualified for that. I have no business in federal law enforcement. Not dead yet. It seems to me that you both have much more in common than not. Perhaps you can both take turns to iron out your differences. No, I personally don't have any desire to work anything out with Chili. I just don't like Chili as a person, as a human being. The biggest thing for me is the display of acting with his faux crying in court. He got, from what I've been told by the comment section, falsely arrested, falsely imprisoned. If that's the case, he's going to get a big payday. But he can go in front of these cops and act all tough and then cry in prison? No, I don't have an ounce of respect. and I have no desire to work with a man like that. Ogus, Odin, Prism, Omega. Sounds like the plot to Zoo. Is Chili the dude who's always saying jackboot thug pigs? Yes, and he has every right to say that. WCF Invader, good evening. Why are officers allowed to disable their mic on their body cam? I'm not aware if they are or not. I know that there are certain things you can do, and it's changed. I've been on law enforcement since 2019. Like if you're dealing with rape victims and there's some sensitive issues, you could turn your body camera off. Blake Ray, is your ball hair white too? Bitch, I shaved that shit. No. Not yet. I agree with your comments about him crying. Was he a former Marine? Chili's a former Marine? Or you are. I hope to God you are. 12 gauge or 10 gauge? 12 gauge is what I used with my department. Mossberg 12 gauge. I was really, really surgical with that thing. Stephen Turek, this brother said I ate weed brownie. How long am I going to jail? Current events and politics guy. Just joined in. Izzo's cool. I disagree with you on some things, but you're not afraid. Dude, I don't want everybody to agree with me on shit. Because how am I going to progress, right? Let me put it this way. We'll take like qualified immunity as a conversation. If I say qualified immunity needs to go, right? And that's my stance. And I don't get people disagreeing with me, I will never know how to continue my argument, because if you said, well, all right, qualified immunity needs to go, now what? I don't have an answer. But if you come to the table and say, no, this is why we need qualified immunity, and then I continue to press and say no, I'm going to find the answers to then prove to you how we can successfully get rid of it, if that makes sense. So I appreciate, dude, I don't want fucking somebody just arbitrarily agreeing with me. And you don't have to like me either. Speedy, you're welcome, man. My service was up in 2019, but I appreciate you allowing me to serve. Doward Carter, do you think cops are too out of control nowadays? Yeah, I do. Gear Jammer, you think the FBI is aware of Chili? With that many followers and shit, yeah, I do. And I don't think they care about him. I really don't. I think they're like, whatever. If you're just jumping on here, hit that like button. Get the algorithm search going. We want to make sure that we all enjoy what we're doing today. Should I chew my eyes? Jason Kunz. How much can you speed and get away with it before you're caught? I don't know. I used to pull people over for 13 over. Stephen Turek. I was convicted of a felony. I was 19. I'm 35 and still can't get expunged. I have any suggestions? Find a better lawyer. August, Odin, Prism, Omega. Police responded. Reciprocity talked down to them. Yeah, you're probably going to have problems. Talk up to them. They'll abuse your authority. Talk to them as people. Some of my most downright honest people you ever meet. It depends. It really depends. You're right. Can you do an episode on the Dalton Mayor Police Chief? Dude, when I left law enforcement, I thought I wanted to keep my badge. And I went to Phoenix, Illinois. It's near Dalton. It's a town of like 1,500 people. And I had 3 interviews. And I'm glad I didn't go because and I wouldn't have taken the job if I was offered it, because the couple of their cops, I guess, were kneeling in protest for like Black Lives Matter and shit. But I met with the all black Village Hall. They took a look at me and they said, yeah, we took a look at your social media. We don't think you'd be a good fit here because of how vocal I am. I'm like, that's awesome. But I was one of the most trust me, they needed me down there to fucking patrol them. I'm kind of glad I didn't get hired on there. Jamal Chambers' adult cheat. It blows me away how she's still allowed to be there. Dalton is a shithole. Harvey, Illinois is a shithole. Phoenix is a shithole. Rex Masters. Asking a cop what changes need to be made is one hell of a stupid choice. Officers are not honest at all, and this one is not educated and is corrupt. Me? Rex, if your mother's around, go fuck her. And, continue to be, the little soy boy that you are. It's okay. Mad, manly in my visions. You look like Guy Fieri, however you spell your name. I've heard that for years. I am sexier than Guy Fieri. Living Life 123. I thought you were Michael's voice for the actor from GTA 5. Shit. I wouldn't mind that payday. Holy shit, man. Smoke in the skies. How do you feel about cops becoming militarized? Is it really necessary for them to have MP4 or M4s? Dude, half of them don't know how to fucking use it anyway. So, no. There's arguments for it. I was somewhat tactical. But no, I didn't carry like 12 fucking magazines on me and shit. Sugar Mama 23. But it still doesn't change the fact we already read that, you son of a bitch. What's my go-to McDonald's order? Fuck. Damn. A number 7 with a number 7, which is the Dude cheeseburgers. Oh, now I'm fucking hungry. Oh, you son of a bitch. A number 7. So the 2 cheeseburgers, a small fry, medium Diet Coke, and a filet of fish sandwich. You look like a man that could cook a steak and drive a big truck. I could cook a steak. Jason Kuntz, can I give your can I give you my wife's Tinder account? Are you guys in the lifestyle? If so, then yeah. Just go ahead and text me directly, 708-982-0974. I'm in the hot wife's lifestyle. Not dead yet. Oh, you're a former Marine. Your grandfather was a career Buffalo PD officer, had a chance to join the force, but I knew some of those guys. Oh, Marine, dude. Fucking, that is my only regret in life, was never joining the Marines. I was too much of a fucking pussy to do so. And Porterhouse or T-Bone, Jamal? Porterhouse. You could date your mom. Dude, if your mom's a dirty little minx, 100%. All right. I like having fun with you guys, clearly. I think that you need professionalism a lot, but at the same time, if we can't fucking joke around and have fun, then what's the point? 7 days a week, I think a lot of us do this stuff with. It comes down to putting on our viewpoint and vocalizing shit. Prime rib is fantastic. But yeah, we have to be able to have fun. We have to be able to have fun, and we have to be able to sit there and relate to one another. My favorite color is clear. Second Amendment, right or only sometimes? Your second, all gun laws are unconstitutional. If that answers your questions. Arthur Morgan, hello gentlemen. Jumping off in a few minutes, Arthur. You can watch the replay. Hopefully, we'll answer some questions for you. I would love to see your comments, guys. Click the like button. Click the share button. Yeah, share this out there. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. You can hit this thanks button and donate to us. There's an Officer Dominic Izzo PayPal and Venmo if you want to go ahead and donate the work we're doing. Great. The book is Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop, available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and wordsmatterpublishing.com. I'm very opinionated, but I also want to see change done. Current events and politics guy. My wife's grandpa was a cop for Old Man Daly's house. That's when mayors had cops' backs. Miss Tennessee, no, I am no longer a police officer. 2019 was my last year on. I used the Officer Dominic Izzo, the same reason like Mike the Cop does, says Mike the Cop, or Officer Brandon Tatum does. It's marketing. It's pure marketing. I was a cop for 19 years, and I just use it for marketing. Rhonda Santos, love your videos. Thanks for keeping things objective. I have to, because you know what? I mean, I don't know it all. And I just have a passion for law enforcement, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up, dude. Funny guy. I got called by the Sheriff's Association every month asking for donates. Motherfuckers got all the money out of me with 14 speeding tickets a year. Holy shit, dude. Press the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner for the like button. Thank you, Bev. There you go. Now there you go. Yeah, it's like I should go to the gym, but... If I ever make it to Huntsville, Alabama, come to a restaurant and get some good brisket. Ooh, dude. I love to fucking eat. I mean, I love to eat. Current events politics guy. Do too many parents make excuses for their children? Oh, my God. It's horrible. The parents who don't discipline their fucking kids, and then by the time you get to them, it's like they call 911. What is it, miss? My 14-year-old daughter just told me to go fuck myself. What do you want me to do about it? Not a damn thing you can do about it. Oh, I've got parents. How many guns do I own? None. None. The government doesn't need to know what I own. You don't need to know what I own if I ever did decide to own a weapon. Natural born Scorpio. There's a difference between legal and lawful. Search it, research it. That's something I didn't know. Jamal Chambers. I work in behavioral elementary school, and it's bad these days. I can't believe what you guys go through. I coach wrestling for kids between the ages of like 4 and in high school. And there's a lot of times I second guess myself, like, shit, can I tell this kid to be more aggressive, or is the parent watching me going to be like, what are you doing to my child? So it's very fucking, we're just in a shitty generation. Shitty generation. Guys, watch my long form content. I have a lot of content over the last year that I've done breaking down use of force stuff. BP, where was I a cop at, and what did I do during my career? You got to watch the beginning of this video, and I'll explain that. My long form content does a lot of use of force breakdowns, and I will be bringing podcast guests, former cops on this, and current cops. I got tentative Sheriff Mark Lamb. We have a tentative interview with him because I don't care for something he just said online, and I want to ask him all about it. But yeah, guys, I appreciate that. We're live every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 Central, 7 Mountain, and 6 Pacific. And I look forward to reading you guys in the comment section. If you have anything you want to send me to review, send it to Officer Dominic Izzo at gmail.com. And there you guys go. Have a damn blessed night. Be safe out there.